I believe having a good filter system could be the difference between building an application that scale and make you real money and building applications that are completely useless and that take you nowhere. So in this video, I want to show you a five-step system or a five filter system that you can use to decide which app to build or which features you need to add to your application or to your startup. This is the thing that could have saved me months of a building when I was starting out, because when I was creating my first applications, I didn't know anything about startups, and I didn't know anything about marketing, distribution, and all that stuff that you need to learn when you're creating applications. Because building your app, developing the app is just half the work. Or I would say, 40% of the work, because marketing and distribution takes you a lot of time. So think about it. For example, Stripe didn't say, let's build a payment company, okay? They said developers hate dealing with banks, which is completely different. Data pain was so sharp it could cut glass. Notion didn't start as a tool for everyone. They filtered everything through one question: would a power user love this enough to switch? If the answer was no, they killed the feature or they killed the idea. Figma, for example, solved a pain designers screamed about for a decade: real-time collaboration that actually worked. So Dylan Field didn't chase a trend. He filtered until one idea passed the stress test. Because if you are already familiar with marketing, you will already know that most of the time, 100% of the time, people buy with emotion and they justify with logic. That's why the emotion attached to the product is very important. That's what you need to attack. But let's get to it, okay? The first filter for me is clarity of pain, okay? Because signs that indicate a pain is real versus a sign of false pain is something that you really need to pay attention to, okay? For example, signs that indicate a pain is real are: they pay for ugly solutions, they talk about the problem without being asked, they are emotionally irritated by that part of the work, the process feels manual and repetitive. And signs of a false pain are, for example, it would be nice to have, maybe I would use it, and I'm sure that at least one time you have heard that. Sounds interesting if you improve it a bit. Things that don't really show that the person needs the solution. This is something that I was hearing every single day when I was building my first application, and it took me nowhere because it wasn't a real pain. Now, filter number 2 is behavior test. Superhuman did exactly this. Before launching, they filter users by emotional urgency, okay? They only accepted people who said, I hate my current system because it wastes my time. So they were switching to the new application, okay? Superhuman. So people can tell you that they want something or they don't want something, but the behavior of the people don't lie. That doesn't lie, okay? Because when you see that someone is clicking on the payment button on your landing page, it means that he obviously is interested. That's more valuable than 1,000 words. Now, filter number 3 is audience density, okay? Salesforce, the biggest company in the world, started in a tiny niche. They didn't try to reach hundreds of thousands of people, okay? The original target was sales teams of 5 to 10 people. They saw a repetitive pain, they applied a very straightforward solution, and today it's a 200 billion behemoth. Now, filter number 4 is distribution advantage. Ask yourself, can I get first 50 to 100 users using channels I already control, like my audience, contacts, community, current customers if you have customers, if you have, a software agency, whatever, without inventing a new channel? Because maybe for any reason, you already have a contacts, in the home services niche or whatever niche that you already know, and you can get those people to try your application, and you don't need to start from scratch. a new personal brand, and all the things that it takes. Now, filter number 5 is simplicity of execution. Okay, ask yourself, can I launch a functional version that fulfills at least one clear promise in less than 2 weeks of focused work without relying on a large team? If the answer is yes, then you build the app. If the answer is no, you can think about it twice and very pay attention and see if it's worth building. For example, for Dropbox, the first feature was a folder that syncs. Okay, for Basecamp, one place to organize projects. For Figma, a shared real-time canvas. For Facebook, see classmates' profiles. You see that it's very simple and straightforward. They didn't overcomplicate this stuff. I believe it's something simple and straightforward, but if you pay attention to these 5 different filters, you can build applications that are worth building, and you don't waste your time on things that take you nowhere, because I already went through that. I hope this video helped you. In the next couple of days, if you didn't watch my previous video, in the next couple of days, I will be launching Kobo, an app that helps you get users for your apps by creating optimized social media content. Okay, I will track your sign-ups, your purchases, and everything on your website to see which content is generating you users and money. That's why I recommend you to stay tuned. Why you can hit the like button and turn on the notification bell so you don't lose the upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.